Darth Vader's a lucky one to have been testing the Apple Vision Pro, and they kept him inside for 6 months, so long that he turned white. Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo, and I would like to talk about the Vision Pro, specifically to try to convince you to get one by the end of this video, because I'm going to get one. Maybe I'm going to try to convince myself. I think there are several reasons why the Vision Pro could very well change the entire world. Before starting, I should let you know that I wanted to be a glass hole. Google had Google Glass for however long they did. Unfortunately, it didn't take off. It would have been expensive, but man, so cool. I wouldn't have minded paying the price, and that's one of the reasons why I'm planning on getting an Apple Vision Pro when it is ultimately released, even if it's not really meant to be released in its initial form for the average consumer. I think it's a paradigm shift. Google tried, but of course Google Glass is nothing like what Apple's Vision Pro purports to be. It's just that Google mistimed the market, and unfortunately, people weren't ready for Google Glass. Not the people who were wearing Google Glass, but everybody else. They were worried that their picture was being taken without their permission. But here's the thing. If you leave the house, I can almost guarantee your picture is being taken without your permission. It's just assumed that when you walk into a store, you're being video recorded. Just assume that. That was normal then as much as it is now. The difference? I don't know. People don't wear smartphones on their faces? Do they? Oh, yeah, okay. The first way the Apple Vision Pro is going to change the world is by bringing facial computing experiences into the mainstream. And I'm being very careful about how I frame this because it's not the idea, it's the implementation. And Google had a good idea, but questionable implementation. Maybe they were too far ahead of the curve, but Apple has timed this right. And the Apple Vision Pro is definitely light years beyond what Google Glass tried to be. Apple's known for creating compelling experiences, and this is exactly why people are going to be interested in getting into the Vision Pro ecosystem. They don't want to be left behind, despite the price. The second way that I think the Apple Vision Pro is going to change the world is it's going to eliminate the need for TV screens. The need for upgrading your television to a larger size is going to dwindle if the same type of technology of a higher quality is with you right here. You don't need it over there. Why have that equipment there when you could have quality video programming beamed directly into your brain by way of the Apple Vision Pro? It certainly should be a lot easier to manage a high quality video experience here than there. I don't know, maybe people will also stop going to the movie theater. The third way I believe the Apple Vision Pro is going to change the world is that it's going to give us another viable home gaming experience. And keep in mind, I've been gaming at home ever since the Atari 2600. In fact, I just got a new one that I have to assemble, and it comes with a Lego minifigure. We've had VR games for a while, but even they haven't caught on. This may be the thing that catalyzes a new type of gaming. At home, your gaming options are basically Xbox, PlayStation, anything Nintendo releases, PC or Mac. Did Macs game yet? Has that happened? Apple hasn't necessarily been known for its prowess within the gaming market, but this could introduce a new array of games that otherwise we couldn't play. Or we're playing the same games with the same controllers in a different way. The fourth way that I believe the Apple Vision Pro is going to change the world is that it's going to finally eliminate the need for conference rooms. I believe it would be a lot more immersive and engaging and keeping me active in the conversation if it felt like people were there with me virtually, something that an Apple Vision Pro can bring that a flat computer monitor can't. Could the Apple Vision Pro bring about the remote work revolution once and for all? Fingers crossed. The fifth way I believe the Apple Vision Pro is going to change the world is by evolving our expectations for personal media. Right now, we take video, photos, and that's about it. But with spatial video recording coming in iPhone 15 Pro cameras, I'm bullish on the idea that that becomes the format people are going to want most, because 3D in the past has kind of been gimmicky. But if Apple pulls this off, it's going to go beyond gimmick. Imagine if you could go back and capture some of those precious moments you have in your camera roll, but immerse yourself back into that moment. That's what spatial video and potentially, I assume, spatial photos potentially, out of all the features that the Apple Vision Pro might bring, that is the one I'm probably most excited for. Because the one thing you can't do is get those moments back. And to record those experiences as close to the way they originally were, to capture that moment and relive it ad infinitum, is so compelling. In fact, I also believe that you're going to see films released in that spatial video format if and when the Apple Vision Pro or its ilk start to take off. The sixth way I believe the Apple Vision Pro is going to change the world is through shopping, or through education, or any type of experience that might be transactional in nature. Right now, when you want to buy something, you got to go online or walk into a physical store and get recorded. Even if you don't realize you're being recorded, you probably are. Well, with the Apple Vision Pro, you can do everything and feel like you're right there without leaving your seat. The idea that we could bring a virtual object into our space, into our environment, and experience it as though it was right there could really hurt the pocketbook because, man, once you see it there, you want it. You know, it's one of the reasons why people like you to walk into stores, because you buy things on impulse. What am I going to buy through the Apple Vision Pro? More Star Wars figures? Probably Lego sets? Absolutely. I don't know, what else could I buy? Remote education was a challenge during the pandemic, if only because kids did not want to pay attention to flat screens. There were too many things going on. But imagine if they were immersed in a classroom or able to take a virtual tour and experience something that they could never get to because it had happened in the past, or it's on the other side of the world. That might be more accessible. VR can accomplish that now, but I don't think VR is what the Apple Vision Pro is trying to provide, or at least not all of it. The seventh reason I believe that the Apple Vision Pro is going to change the world is that it's going to cut us off even more than we're already cut off when we're around other people. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? You're sitting with a friend there, and they're on their phone, checking their feeds to see who remembered to like the video that probably isn't paying attention to what it is that everybody else is doing. Technology can be a distraction, and at least with a phone, you can see a person's face. With the Apple Vision Pro, you can't. They're kind of cut off. Like, if I saw someone wearing that apparatus, I would not want to go near them because I would assume they're doing something that they don't want anybody else to know about. Ooh, that gives me another idea as to how the Apple Vision Pro is going to change the world, but better keep this family friendly. Our faces are probably going to be buried in phone screens no matter what, and now we're going to have something else that others are going to have to contend with. I don't know. The beauty of technology, especially the internet, is that we can become better connected with one another, even if we're not in the same physical space. But is that going to change when some of us are wearing equipment that the others aren't? Well, I guess the solution to that problem is everybody's going to have to buy an Apple Vision Pro. Cha-ching! Which is exactly what Tim Cook wants. I do too. Have I convinced you? Well, either way, at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. But in the comfort of your own home, yeah, it's something that you could strap on, strap on, strap off, strap on, strap off, the strapper. I don't know where that came from. You live in a smaller area since you can't afford anything but a small room after buying the Apple Vision Pro. Spatial photos, potentially, down the line. It's so potential, I keep using the word potentially. I could potentially stop using the word potentially, but I potentially won't.